Hello, I'm Kimber, and welcome to the Native News Update. It's Friday, September 28th. Many of the stories you hear here can be found at IndianCountryNews.com. And here's news for today from the Associated Press and other Native news sources. Native American tribes are celebrating the decision by a U.S. District Court judge to re-enlist the Yellowstone grizzly bear as threatened. Numerous tribes sued the federal government to stop the de-enlisting, and over 200 U.S. and Canadian tribes signed a grizzly bear treaty to protect the species. One reason the grizzly is back under federal protection is because tribes weren't included in the decision-making as required by treaty obligation and executive order. The grizzly bear is considered sacred by tribes around the U.S., and the idea of a trophy hunt like the ones that Wyoming and Idaho had scheduled was offensive to many Native Americans. Orange Shirt Day is a legacy of the St. Joseph Mission Residential School commemoration event held in Williams Lake, British Columbia, Canada in the spring of 2013. Phyllis Webstead was only 6 years old when the new orange shirt she excitedly chose for her first day of school was stripped off her back and she was given a uniform. It was the early 70s, and Webstead was the third generation of her family to attend St. Joseph's Residential School.
Hello everyone, my name is Phyllis Webstead. I am Shawetmch from the Strachamch, Kennequark, Chatlam, Dog Creek First Nation, which is about 1.5 hours southwest from Williams Lake, BC. I grew up with my granny on the Dog Creek Reserve until I was 10, then moved with my auntie after she finished university. When I had just turned 6, I was sent to the St. Joseph Indian Residential School near Williams Lake, a place we called the Mission. My granny bought me a shiny new orange shirt to go to school in. When I got there, I was stripped, my clothing taken away, including my new orange shirt, and I never saw it again. I was no longer excited to be going to school. I wanted to go home to Granny. I had to stay there for 300 sleeps.
It took her 40 years to find a way to reframe her experience to fight racism and bullying under the motto, "Every Child Matters," and by using orange. Orange Shirt Day, now a National Canadian Day of Remembrance, recognized September 30th, gains its name from the story of the orange shirt taken from Webstead on her first day at residential school.
Today is a day for survivors to tell their stories and for us to listen with open hearts. I am humbled and honored that you are all taking part in Orange Shirt Day.
To add to her movement, she has decided to reach an even bigger audience with the publishing of her book, The Orange Shirt Story. Ideally, she hopes her book will help influence and change society for the better when it comes to the treatment of the next generation of First Nation youth. The Orange Shirt Story is already making an impact, as it is the 12th bestseller in Canada for the week of September 24th. For more information, you can check out orangeshirtday.org. Cherokee Nation Healthcare Service is helping fulfill a significant medical support contract with the Defense Health Agency by providing medical operations services and solutions to DoD and VA facilities located across the U.S., Guam, and Puerto Rico. Cherokee Nation Health Services is one of 27 companies selected to compete for task orders with a ceiling value of $969 million. Through the 5-year contract, they will compete for opportunities to manage or support patient appointing, medical records, medical coding auditing, medical transcription and referral management operations within DHA, Air Force, Army, Navy, and Department of Veterans Affairs treatment facilities. The late famed guitarist Jesse Ed Davis will be inducted into the Native American Music Hall of Fame during the 18th Annual Native American Music Awards ceremony on October 12th at the Seneca Niagara Resort and Casino in Niagara Falls, New York. Davis was one of music's most distinctive and influential guitarists of the late 60s and early 70s. Whether it was the blues, country, or rock, Jesse's impressive guitar playing was featured on numerous albums by such artists as Eric Clapton, Bob Dylan, Jackson Browne, Willie Nelson, John Lennon, Rod Stewart, and many others, as well as on his own work. Born in Norman, Oklahoma, Jesse's father was a Comanche and his mother was a Kiowa. He began his music career touring with Conway Twitty. In 1985, he honored his roots and began working with poet activist John Trudell and formed the Graffiti Band. Along with members Mark Shark and Quiltman, they coupled Jesse's sound with the poetry and imagery of Trudell. In 2002, Jesse was inducted into the Oklahoma Jazz Hall of Fame. In 2014, he was featured as part of the Smithsonian Institution's exhibition Up Where We Belong, Native Musicians in Popular Culture. And in 2017, Jesse Davis was also featured as a guitar genius and an Aerosmith influence in Rumble, the Indians Who Rock the World. The Black Eyed Peas will perform at the grand finale concert for the first celebration of Indigenous Peoples Day in Los Angeles, California. They will join the Native American rock group Redbone as the headlining acts of the concert, which is scheduled to take place in Grand Park on October 8th. The Los Angeles City Council voted last year to eliminate Columbus Day as an official city holiday and replace it with Indigenous Peoples Day on the second Monday in October. The inaugural holiday will feature a number of events in downtown Civic Center, including a sunrise ceremony, 5K run, Parade of Nations, Native American powwow, panel sessions, a fashion show, and live music. And that's another roundup of news from Indian Country on this edition of the Nave News Update. I'd like to thank you for joining me, and have a grand day.
7 Winds Casino Lodge and Conference Center.
Come and discover everything we have to offer.
Unlimited gaming action. Northwoods hospitality. Delicious all-you-can-eat buffet. Relaxation and comfort. Great drinks and good times. Big wins, big fun. It's all here at 7 Winds Casino Lodge and Conference Center in the heart of the Great North Woods.